Hello, and welcome to our YouTube channel. In this video, we're sharing a walkthrough from a recent live session that covers how to move LGH file data into AVEVA Historian. Whether you're migrating to Historian or just want to consolidate historical data for better analysis, this process lets you bring valuable insights from your existing LGH files into a centralized, scalable system. We'll show you how it works and what you need to get started. Let's take a look.
The fourth one here is actually in case or if you decide one day to upgrade, right? So you've been using InTouch, you have a small application, you have this InTouch application running and logging data locally in your LGH files, and then one day you decide to expand and you decide to start using AVEVA Historian. Obviously, there are benefits of using AVEVA Historian. I'm not going to get into that now, but you can actually backfill your old LGH data into the AVEVA Historian. It's not that if you jump or you move to AVEVA Historian, you've lost all the data that you have, accumulated or saved for years. So there's an out-of-the-box utility that comes with the Historian. It's called data import, where you could use either LGH files to backfill into the historian, or you could use, older historian data to also backfill into the historian. It could be used for multiple things. I'm going to show you a video of how to do that right now. All right. So you could basically, the first thing that you need to do is to import the data or create those tags into the historian. And that's a very important step. You can just start backfilling or importing the LGH data into the historian. You have to have prepared the data, or the historian to receive that data, right? So this is what I'm doing here in the first part of the video. I'm going to the historian. I'm just looking at the tags. All of these are system tags. I don't have any tags replicated or collected from the InTouch application. And I'm going to start by importing the tags first. So you use this import wizard utility here, navigating to the LGH underscore demo 1 application here. And I'm going to click on the tag name.x file. And I'm going to say OK to that. Next, I want to add a unique string here, it1 dot, just to make sure that I can recognize those tags that are getting imported. This is exactly, for those of you who have done this before, this is exactly as importing what we call like importing the tag name dictionary or the tag name, tag name dictionary into your historian to start collecting data through the historian. What happens after this is the historian generates or kind of, you're creating the tags into the historian, and you could start collecting history for these tags through the OI server. And that's what happens here also. So what we're doing here is we're just prepping the historian to receive the data from the LGH files by creating these tags in the historian. So I'm going to continue playing here.
Oh, did it reset?
I don't, it did it? Okay, yeah, I think so. Yeah,
There
so
we
I
go.
was here, and then I clicked on finish. And I just chose the tags that are IO tags, and then I'm also choosing the topics here. So I wanted to remove some of these access points, and I just wanted to include the one that has the data, which is this PLC sim in my case here for this application. I chose that with topic 1, said OK to that, and then said next and finish. I left everything as it is here, but you get also to choose the retrieval, or sorry, the historization. All right, so it's saying it's successful, and it shows me a summary of what was imported and what was skipped. Now, if I go back and check the data, I think I'm checking the analog tags there. I see all of those IT1, right? So all of these are the points that I imported into the historian right now. And those are the 3 that we're interested in: temperatures 1, 2, and 3. The next step would be importing, using this data importer, importing the LGH files into your historian. Now, there are a few tricks here, but I'll just finish the video first and then I'll go through those. So I'm looking for that LGH file. I'm just browsing for it. It's in my LGH_demo1 application directory. I choose that and then I say, okay, and process, sending the tag values, and it's saying it was successfully. And that's how I know I was able to import the data. Now, the next thing, if you want to verify or you want to see how your historian, how the data is looking in your history blocks, you could always use the trend. And that's what I'm doing right here. Now, I'm going to pause here. When you're doing this, you do want to avoid this gap. You want to make sure you don't have this gap. The reason why I have this gap is because I made a mistake, and this is what I wanted to bring up. If your LGH files have the same data with the same timestamps as it exists in your history blocks, you're gonna get an error. So what you want to do is you want to make sure once you start collecting the data through your historian, your LGH files are not collecting more data. Right. So because the minute you start collecting through the historian, it starts writing into the history blocks. At that point, you want to turn off or you want to shut down your window viewer because you do not want to be writing data into your LGH files anymore. So what I have right here this is where I started collecting the data through my historian, and this is the old LGH files. Everything here, I actually had to go and delete those history blocks or delete that history block that had this data because I was getting an error when I was trying to import the data. The trick is you want to make sure you start collecting the data through your historian, and at the same time, you stop collecting data through your LGH files. So when you do the import, there is no overlap and you don't get an error. So I just wanted to point that out. I learned that the hard way, and I had to, shut down my historian, delete history blocks, and redo the whole thing multiple times to be able to actually, see the old data and the new data and see it actually in action.